Okay, here we are at Dolly Sods. We're coming upon the Bear Rocks trailhead. And we'll take a look at some of the signs here before we get on trail. And one sign in particular, it's probably unique to this area. I have not seen a sign like this anywhere else. Warning: highly explosive live bombs from World War II training can still be found in the area. Do not touch. Most of the time you have warnings about various wildlife like bears, but this particular trail you have warning about possible live munitions. But having said all that, let's get on the trail. On this particular trip, we're going to do the what's called the full loop. It's about 24 miles round trip. I expect to take about roughly 3 days. So this is going to be the longest trip I've ever taken you on. And I hope you stretched out good and brought enough food. If not, you're liable to get hungry. so unlike anything that I've seen in West Virginia. It's probably one of the reasons why it's so popular. But I'll try to pan around a little bit so you can see what's going on. But look at this. I would have never thought I was in West Virginia had I not known. This terrain is something else. Okay, folks, we're coming up on an important intersection here on this trail. This is the intersection of Dobbin Grade Trail. Now, the last time I was out here, I'll tell a little story on myself. The last time I was here, I got confused. I wanted to avoid Dobbin Grade because it's little more than a swamp. But I made the mistake of thinking that the trail ran parallel with the sign face. It does not. Dobbin Grade Trail runs perpendicular with the sign face. So if you ever happen to be out here, I would not attempt Dobbin Grade Trail without a set of hip waders, because you're going to go up to your knees in some spots. It's soggy and it's slow, and it's just not worth the trouble. But having said that, let's continue on. This is the way that I should have went last fall. And this is something that you definitely will not see on the Dobbin Grade Trail, and that is a wooden pathway. Uh-oh. Got my trekking pole tip caught down in the between the boards there. I'll just have to not use those until we get off this. Okay, and we're back on the trail again. Now, if you should happen to come out here to a wilderness area, there are no trail markers or trailblazers to speak of out here. They will put up signs at the intersections of the different trails, but you will not have a trail blaze. And speaking of trail, let's see what we've got going on here. We'll get out our times like this, you really need to consult the map, so we'll have a look at it. Okay, it seems that we need to cross here. So let's look for a safe place to cross. This is definitely not it. So I'm guessing this is it right here. And let's make our way across. Times like this, you just have to take your time. We're liable to get a wet foot here, but lucky for us, it's not very cold. So even if we do, it won't be the end of the world or the end of our warm feet. You don't get in a big hurry when you're in the wilderness, because there's nobody out here to come get you if you get hurt. That's just the way it is. And we'll look at our map one more time. Okay. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's a little blue dot there indicating our current position, and it looks to be like a little blue light, almost like a little headlight out in front, and that's the position we're traveling. So it looks like we are on the right track, but we'll just keep on going. It seems we have a bit of an uphill climb here. So I'll go ahead and turn you off because all you're going to see of the uphill climb is the ground. So I'll turn you back on later. Okay, we've come upon another crossroads here. We've come to the intersection of Bear Rocks Trail and Raven Ridge Trail. Raven Ridge Trail goes that way and it will intersect with Dobbin Grade. And we will be walking this trail on the way back through to avoid the majority of the Dobbin Grade Trail. But for the time being, we are going to continue on this way. Important intersection. This is the direction that we came from, and this is the direction that we want to go. We've still got about 3 hours of daylight left. We can probably hike for another couple hours or so before we really need to set up camp. So I think we'll continue on. Looks like we've got some kind of scenic overview here. We'll walk out here to the end and see what this is all about. Oh my goodness. Look what a view. Nice little campsite in here. We've got a fire ring. Oh my. This is one of those times where you really, really want a really good camera. I know this little camera doesn't do it justice. You know, I was going to keep on hiking for a little while, but I really, really want to have my breakfast looking at this view. I think I'm just going to stay right here. We've got a couple of seats here. Somebody's fashioned some chairs out of some rocks along with the fire ring. And it looks like someone's made a nice little rock wall here. It'd be a good place for a shelter. It'd be a bit of a windbreak. So I think we're home for the night. Well, I'll go ahead and let you go, and we'll get camp set up, and we'll talk to you here in a little bit. Look at that. Nobody out here but me. This is where we set up our tent for the night. It's a little windy, but as you can see, we got a pretty nice little windbreak there. It won't cut out all the wind, but it should do a pretty good job. And over here is where we have our kitchen and living room. Look at these cool little seats right here. That is something else. Nice fireplace. If there's a little bit of wood there, but not very much. Got a little bit right there. We might be able to have a small fire. And here's my easy chair for the evening, complete with drinks. I am definitely going to have to buy a good camera. That's all there is to it. This is just hurt your eyeballs gorgeous out here.